Michelle Obama, the First Lady, rallied the troops and an emotional character portrait of her husband last night.
Yeah, it was designed to highlight the differences between Barack Obama and Mitt Romney. Our coverage begins with ABC's Karen Travers live in Charlotte this morning. Hi, Karen.
Good morning, Paula. Good morning, Rob. Democrats call the First Lady the closer, and last night she made her sales pitch for her husband's re-election.
First Lady Michelle Obama brought down the House. Her speech was personal. She spoke about the president's values and judgment during challenging times.
Barack and I were both raised by families who didn't have much in the way of money or material possessions, but who had given us something far more valuable: their unconditional love.
Mrs. Obama said to keep the country moving forward, voters need to give her husband 4 more years. The First Lady's immensely popular, and Democrats hope her speech pays off immediately with a key voting group that the president needs in November. For the first time, more women disapprove of the president than approve. He's down 11 points since April. In addition to women, the president needs Latinos to turn out for him on Election Day. So for their keynote speaker, Democrats chose San Antonio Mayor Julian Castro. Like the president, Castro was raised by a single mom, went to Harvard Law, and now he's an up-and-comer in the Democratic Party.
My mother fought hard for civil rights so that instead of a mop, I could hold this microphone.
Castro said the Republican ticket just doesn't get it.
We all understand that freedom isn't free. What Romney and Ryan don't understand is that neither is opportunity. We have to invest in it.
Tonight's main event, former President Bill Clinton. His speech is aimed at those 2008 Obama voters who are unhappy, but they're undecided now and they might be persuadable. Robin, Paula?
All right, Karen, I heard somebody say regarding the First Lady's speech and whether or not she got the job done. She said, of course, I love Barack more now than I did 4 years ago. The problem is a lot of people don't feel the same. Did she get the job done with her speech and kind of pulling in maybe those disenchanted voters?
Mm-hmm. Oh, Paula, if you just judged it by the reaction in the room, she certainly won them over. But you're right, that's not who she's reaching out to. She's trying to reach those voters at home who are still a little bit iffy right now on the president, but they're not really sure that they would switch to Mitt Romney as well. This speech was personal. She talked about her biography. She talked about the values that she and the president share, but it was also partisan. It was political, but it was very subtly political. She did not mention the word Romney at all in her speech tonight, but it was clear at times who she was talking about. She said that the president values success not by how much money you've made, but how much of an influence you've had. And she said that growing up, her and the president were taught that success is something that you get through opportunity and opportunity that you need to have invested in you. And that is clear. She's trying to draw the contrast between the speeches that were said at the Republicans' convention last week. But of course, we'll be seeing over the next couple days whether or not she was able to make that pitch to the viewers at home.
And again, you know, obviously it was a very heartfelt reach out to women voters and to the middle class for sure. Those are some key voters in this, but also the issue of small businesses, because last week we heard the Republicans talk about "we built this," which was in response to earlier comments by the president. How are Democrats responding to that whole "we built this" attitude?
Rob, they came up with a slogan of their own, and you saw it on signs and fans in the room tonight. We made it possible. That was also echoed tonight in Julian Castro's speech. Basically, Republicans said that when the president said that, you know, government helped you build your small business, they thought that the president was taking credit for entrepreneurship and the president was taking credit for people trying to build their own small business. Well, tonight and the rest of this week, Democrats are going to say it's the small people that are part of those companies. It's the worker, it's the working class voters that made that possible. If you're successful with your small business, somebody helped you, and they're saying it's a Democratic voter that did that.
All right, Karen, First Lady is going to be a tough act to follow. What do you expect from the former president, Bill Clinton, tonight?
Well, tonight, yes, Bill Clinton will be speaking. He has the stage all to himself. He is the biggest event. Now, this is a speech that they're hoping reminds people of what it was like to have a Democratic president elected to a second term. He's going to remind Americans about the prosperous times of the late 90s. But Rob, Paula, there's a bit of a risk there. Bill Clinton is immensely popular. You don't want to remind people how popular he is and make them wish he was the president, not Barack Obama.
Bill does have a tendency to own the room, and when he gets up there, he's known for his speeches. So we'll see how that plays out. Thanks to ABC's Karen Travers live for us again in Charlotte this morning. Thanks, Karen.
Thanks, Karen.
And we're going to bring you more from Charlotte later this half hour to see how Democrats are wined and dined. Our live coverage returns tonight at 10 Eastern with former President Bill Clinton's big speech. Day 2, here we go.